Have you ever looked at your bank account, seen basically nothing there, and thought, how the hell am I supposed to get ahead when I can barely get by? Like you're stuck in this loop where every paycheck disappears faster than your motivation on a Monday morning. You try to save, you try to be smart, but it feels like no matter what you do, life keeps finding new ways to charge you rent for existing. Groceries, bills, car insurance, rent, everything's up, and somehow your paycheck didn't get the memo. It's one of those moments where you catch yourself thinking, if I could just start over, if I could just rebuild from zero, but do it right this time. Well, that's what we're doing today. Because starting from zero isn't the problem. The problem is not knowing what to do first. Most people start in survival mode and never leave it. They keep reacting to their situation instead of actually building something. So let's fix that. My name is Michael, and I help people understand money the way school never did. If you've ever felt like you're running full speed but staying broke anyway, stay with me. Because by the end of this, you'll have a roadmap that can take you from zero to stable to free. Look, I'm not going to sell you a dream. This isn't some 10x your income in 10 days garbage. This is what actually works in the real world if you're willing to be patient, disciplined, and a little bit ruthless about what matters. Step 1. Accept you're not broken. The system is. Let's start here because this is the part nobody talks about. If you're broke right now, you're not lazy. You're not stupid. You're not a failure. You're just trying to play a rigged game without knowing the rules. The financial system we live in wasn't designed to make you wealthy. It was designed to keep you participating, working, spending, borrowing, and repeating. It rewards people who already have assets and punishes people who don't. You've probably felt that. You get charged fees for not having enough money. You pay interest because you couldn't afford something up front. You pay more for the same stuff because you don't have credit or leverage. So the first step isn't a financial one, it's mental. You have to stop blaming yourself and start treating money like a system you're going to learn and beat. Most people never even get this far. They spend their whole lives believing wealth is about luck, talent, or connections. It's not. It's about understanding how the game works and refusing to play it the way the system wants you to. Step 2. Stop trying to save your way out. Here's a brutal truth. You can't save your way out of being broke. Don't get me wrong, you need savings, but the just cut your coffee advice isn't going to get you anywhere. The reason people stay stuck is because they focus on microscopic savings instead of massive strategy. If you're earning $2,000 a month, you could be the most disciplined saver on earth and still get crushed by rent, inflation, and taxes. Saving matters, but earning more matters 10 times more. So before we talk about investing, side hustles, or fancy financial terms, your first mission is to create a gap, a consistent difference between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is the oxygen your financial fire needs to breathe. And yes, it sucks at first. It means cutting things you like. It means saying no to comfort for a while, but that's temporary. The goal is not to live like a monk forever. It's to buy yourself options later. When you're starting from zero, every dollar has to work. Every dollar has a job. The goal isn't to have money. It's to give your money a purpose. Step 3. Build a financial survival kit. Here's the thing. You can't build wealth if you're constantly one emergency away from falling apart. So before you even think about investing or starting a business, you need what I call a financial survival kit. It's basically 3 things: a small emergency fund, at least 1 month of expenses, a plan to kill high-interest debt, a backup income option. That's your foundation. Without it, you'll keep making desperate financial decisions. Imagine you've got no savings and your car breaks down. You put the $600 repair on a credit card. Now you're paying interest. Next month, another issue pops up. You use more credit. Soon you're in a debt spiral and your paycheck belongs to Visa. The emergency fund isn't about being smart. It's about buying time. Time to make rational decisions instead of emotional ones. As for the backup income, that's your insurance policy. I don't care if it's freelancing, flipping furniture, selling stuff online, whatever. You just need a second stream of money that's under your control. If you lose your job tomorrow, you shouldn't also lose your ability to survive. Step 4. Fix your income first, not your expenses. Most people start with budgets, and budgets are fine, but here's the truth. Budgets don't make you rich, they just stop you from going broke faster. When you're starting from zero, the most important skill you can develop is income creation, not budgeting, not coupon clipping, earning. That might mean asking for a raise. It might mean getting a second job. It might mean learning a skill people actually pay for. When I was broke, I realized something uncomfortable. Nobody was coming to save me. No boss, no government, no miracle. If I wanted to get ahead, I needed to make myself more valuable. So pick one skill that compounds over time. Writing, coding, sales, marketing, design, trades, whatever fits your personality. Learn it, practice it, and get paid for it. Because the faster you can raise your income, the faster you can widen that financial gap we talked about earlier. And here's the part nobody tells you. When you focus on income first, everything else becomes easier. Saving, investing, building, all of it. Because now you actually have something to work with. Step 5. Stop worshiping comfort. Let me give you a hard truth. The reason most people never get ahead isn't lack of opportunity, it's addiction to comfort. They hate their financial situation, but they love their little luxuries. The takeout, the drinks, the endless subscriptions, the upgrades. It's not that these things are evil, it's that they're constant distractions from the bigger goal. If you're starting from zero, comfort is the enemy. You need discomfort right now, the kind that forces you to act. Sleep on the floor if you have to. Skip the nights out. Delay the upgrades. Because here's where it gets crazy. If you can endure temporary discomfort now, you buy permanent comfort later. The people who refuse to sacrifice early end up sacrificing forever. You can either struggle now on purpose or struggle forever by default. Step 6. Learn the skill of keeping. Most people talk about making money like it's the hard part. It's not. Keeping money, that's the real skill. Making more money without knowing how to manage it is like pouring water into a bucket full of holes. You'll never fill it. So once you start earning, you need to build what I call a money flow system. It's simple. Every dollar you earn should flow automatically into 3 buckets. Bucket 1, needs, rent, food, bills, transportation, the basics. Bucket 2, freedom fund, savings, investments, emergency fund. Bucket 3, enjoyment, the stuff that keeps life fun. The trick is automation. Set up transfers the day your paycheck hits. Make saving the default, not the afterthought. If you wait until whatever's left, there will never be anything left. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about controlling the flow so you stop wondering where it all went. Step 7. Buy assets, not appearances. Here's where people mess up after they start making decent money. They start buying things that look like wealth instead of things that build wealth. New car, expensive watch, fancy apartment. It feels good. It looks successful, but it's actually just wealth in disguise. Every dollar you spend trying to look rich is a dollar you're stealing from your future self. So the moment you've got your foundation in place, your emergency fund topped up, and your debts under control, start moving that excess money into assets. I don't care if it's index funds, real estate, or your own business. Just something that grows or pays you back. Because here's where it gets wild. Once your assets start generating income, you stop trading time for money. That's the real game. The rich don't work harder. They just own stuff that keeps paying them, whether they work or not. Step 8. Stack boring wins. This is the part that nobody wants to hear because it's not sexy. Building wealth isn't about big leaps. It's about boring, consistent wins stacked over time. Investing $500 a month won't feel exciting for the first few years. But 20 years later, you'll look back and realize it was the smartest thing you ever did. Skipping one night out might save you $50. Doesn't feel like much, but do that twice a week for a year, and that's $5,000. Consistency compounds. Discipline compounds. Even small financial habits multiply if you give them enough time. And that's the part that separates people who eventually get rich from people who stay stuck. The rich do boring things consistently. The broke do exciting things occasionally. Step 9. Treat your time like money. When you're broke, time feels cheap. You waste hours scrolling, binge watching, complaining. Because what's another evening when you're already behind? But here's the thing. Time is the one thing you can't earn back. If you start treating your time like money, your entire perspective changes. Ask yourself, is this task worth $10 an hour or $100? If it's the $10 stuff, automate it, delegate it, or skip it. Use your time to build skills, systems, or relationships that increase your earning power. That's how you multiply your income without multiplying your stress. Step 10. Learn to think long-term even when you're broke. When you're broke, everything feels urgent. Bills, deadlines, debt, it's constant pressure. And that pressure forces you to think short term. That's how people get stuck, because every decision is about survival, not growth. So the final step in rebuilding from zero is to train your brain to think in decades, not days. That means you stop chasing fast money and start building slow wealth. You start thinking like an investor, not a consumer. You start asking, what will this decision look like in 5 years? Instead of, how do I feel right now? That's how you shift from playing defense to playing offense, because eventually, your consistency builds momentum. Your momentum builds options. And those options, that's what freedom actually is. Step 11. Build momentum, then multiply. At some point, your income and your habits start compounding together. You've got savings, investments, skills, and time working for you. That's when you move from surviving to scaling. Now you can start thinking about multiplying through business, real estate, or other ventures. But you do it from a place of stability, not desperation. That's what most people get wrong. They try to multiply before they've stabilized. They start businesses while broke, invest with money they can't afford to lose, or chase hype without any plan. That's not investing. That's gambling dressed in optimism. Multiplying wealth only works once your foundation is solid. Otherwise, you're just stacking risk on top of chaos. Step 12. Redefine rich. This one's personal, because even if you make it, if you build wealth, pay off debt, and hit the milestones, there's a trap waiting. It's the feeling of not enough. You start comparing yourself to people with more, bigger house, nicer car, better vacations. And before you know it, you're right back in the same cycle, spending, upgrading, flexing, just on a higher level. The goal isn't to look rich. It's to stop being stressed. Being rich is when your money quietly takes care of your life while you focus on the stuff that actually matters. Time, health, relationships, purpose. That's the part people forget while they chase more. So, if I had to start from zero today, here's exactly what I'd do. I'd stop trying to save pennies and start creating a financial gap. I'd build a survival kit. I'd focus on skills that print money for decades instead of chasing quick hits. I'd automate my finances, buy assets, and stack boring wins until the math worked in my favor. And I'd remind myself every day that wealth isn't about numbers, it's about freedom. Look, most people spend their lives trying to look successful while secretly stressing about bills. You don't need to do that. You don't need to look rich. You just need to stop being stressed. Because once you control your money, you control your time. And once you control your time, that's real wealth.